What up, everybody? Mad Viking here. I'm back. This is a long-awaited package, or there was just some mishap in emails or something. Because I got the message along with Pro Wrestle Crate around the same time a few weeks ago. And it was like, your package is shipped. I'm like, wow, that's kind of early. It's getting a good head start. I'm going to get these boxes at the same time. Well, I got finally Pro Wrestle Crate. What was it, last Friday? And today is Saturday, and High Spots has finally showed up. I'm just not showing the address. There you go. And I figured, I was starting to wonder if it was actually porch pirated, to tell you the truth, because when you get those messages that it's shipped, you usually get it in 2 or 3 days. So I was going to send a message out on Monday if I hadn't had the thing by now. Because I've done that before where I sent a message and I'm kind of a jerk about it. And then the damn thing shows up the very next day, but it was a long wait. So anyways, this box feels a little heavy. What is that? It's a rocky head. Hang on. I think it's a thermos if I see it right. It is. The WWE.com must be cleaning out their closet. Oops, I don't want to drop the pillar of figures here. So we have, it's kind of a thermos type gimmick deal here. It's a rock thermos. The rock says, what year did this come out? Come on. 16 ounce, made in China, 2017. Was he even in the WWE? Well, I guess it wouldn't matter. They must have him to some sort of a contract that they can sell his likeness. I don't know. So it's a thermos. How do you even... Oh, okay. I was gonna say, well, it ain't much of a thermos if that's the reservoir. so obviously it's like a kid thing or whatever. It'd make a cool little shelf thing. Take the straw out of the head, I guess. So I'll probably save this and just use it for like a giveaway item when I finally do a giveaway. I was getting new numbers, but they seem to have ticked off for subs recently. Good job. Good job. I'll get to that in a second. Let's see what the shirt is. I'm liking the autograph, High Spots. And we have a Riot Lucha Libre. I'm sure it's some sort of a company. So, I don't know, but there it is. Somebody will know in the comments. I know there's a lot of feds in Mexico, but I'm not aware of this one. So I see Penta and Phoenix on the cover of Northeast Wrestling Presents New Spring Slam, Holyoke War Memorial, April 27th, 2019, almost a year ago in Massachusetts. The King's Court versus Jerry the King Lawler, Keith Youngblood, and Brad Hollister. Don't know who King's Court is, but I've heard of everybody else. Lucha Brothers versus JT Dunn and Christian Casanova. Wrecking Ball, Lugursky versus Mike Verna. Ina Zanley Rude versus the Graysons versus Perfect Gamble. Tasha Steeles versus Carissa Riviera. Chris Battle versus D.L. Hurst. I'll show you the back. I don't recognize a lot of those names. There's King on the bottom. But, I mean, they had the Lucha Brothers. But that was when I think they were kind of free agents and they were floating around. They just left MLW. And I shouldn't say free agents. They were pretty hot at the time. Dan the Dad. Is this really a wrestler? I think this is somebody playing off the spoof. It was a High Spots video, and I can't remember who it was, and they were talking about Adam Cole. And they're like, we gave him a character name, and I'm not even going to say it right. But it was so damn funny, because they're like, I can picture him with his little man bun, and he's wearing like khaki pants and like a polo or a Hawaiian shirt. And he was like, oh God, it was something like, and a fanny pack, and it was supposed to be like casual dress Dan, or I can't even, I know I'm not even remotely close to it, but it was hilarious. This is the guy, Dan the Dad. That's his wrestling gimmick, which makes me laugh. And there he is choking out Danhausen, so that makes me happy too. We have Glory Pro Wrestling, Glory Pro Greatest Moments. It's a Naito match. That's not in Japan because I can actually see like Americans around the ring. Makes an unprecedented appearance in St. Louis area at Glory Pro Wrestling 1 year anniversary after defeating AR Fox. So I was right. God, I wish I could remember that High Spots video to direct you guys to it because it was so damn... Whatever this... I don't even remember who said it, but it was so funny. Like, this is the character that we envisioned him being. All right, so this is the autograph. I don't have the author. Wow, this is an old autograph. This is when he was young. Wow. I don't know how old he is, but he was definitely in better shape. Oh, come on. This is... What was his other name? Chris Hero. There you go. Cassius Ono to you WWE folk. But I was always a Chris Hero fan. What was it? Claudio Castello when they were the... What was their tag team? Ah, jeez. It wasn't the Kings of Wrestling, but maybe it was. But anyways, that's cool. I have a Chris Hero autograph. Like I said, from a long time ago. Oh, that is the certificate of authenticity. I'm just used to those cards. So, there you go. Sometimes I biatch about that in videos, and I'm probably just totally unaware of that sticker. So, that's how you know it's a legit auto. Certificate of authenticity. So, that was the box. Quick review. We got the Chris Hero Auto. I really should have bought another one of his figures, too, because now that's his only elite. Dan the Dad. Oh, God. And I'll never find that High Spots video again. Those High Spots, it's like the Best Friends video, I think it was. Or it's something similar to it. Where maybe it was Ethan Page. Ethan Page had his own little thing like that, too. I don't know. You'll go through hours and hours of videos before you figure that out. We have the video. And some of those High Spots videos, the Best Friends, whatever, they're hilarious. There was one where Ricochet was clearly on drugs. He wasn't being interviewed, but he was a part of the group. Like, oh God, what is his name? Cody Grimes, or I can't think of his name in TNA now. Now he's in NXT. He wears the stupid top hat. He would always be hanging out in the videos because they were all just sitting in a room drinking, and they would interview somebody different. But Ricochet was in the background on a chair, clearly just blowing up or tripping balls or whatever he was doing. He was on drugs. And that was one of the best parts of the video. Good luck finding that one, too. I've watched so many of these videos. Like I said, I couldn't even tell you who the interviewer was. So anyways, yeah, finish the recap. You got the Rocky Thermos bobblehead thingy and the Riot Lucha Libre shirt. So like I said before, if anybody knows who or what that is, I'm sure it's a company. Say something in the comments. So anyways, guys, what am I at the 8-minute mark? Today was my family's Easter. We had a nice day. The weather was a little nippy, but it was still cool. I found the most eggs, but I didn't find the golden egg. I did find some $10 or $15 eggs. I don't know. I had a good day. We had good food. My stomach is certainly full. This coming up week is Mania week. I'm going to ICW show on Thursday night. John Davis is going to be there. If you don't know who John Davis is, search in my videos. You will see him. He's amazing. He'll be in the Punk Pro Wrestling videos. You don't know who John Davis is? Research him. I love this guy. John Davis is going to be there. Jake Christ is going to be there. New Jack is going to be there. And that was my selling point. I muffed up bad. I don't know why I thought the last Farewell to the Pawn Shop show was on Sunday night on Mania week. So I went and bought Mania for Saturday night, not knowing the card or whatever. And literally like 2 days after I got Mania tickets, it was revealed I muffed up. So the last Pawn Shop show I will not be there. And it does kind of bother me. But I think it's a lot of the same people I've been seeing at those shows, so that doesn't kind of bother me. I am stoked to go see New Jack. Maybe he's going to go do something nuts. It's a hardcore show. I mean, so who effing knows? But I would really, really wanted to be at the last pawn shop show. Heath Snyder's pawn shop, my friend who just passed away, last month. I was at the last ACW show at the event center at our mall. It was a great show. That's the first responder show. It's just a couple videos down. Please go watch those, because that was a banger show. That was a great if that was the death kneel of ACW, it went out with a blast, with a boom. Garrett Bischoff was on that card. He fought Austin Artois. Great new wrestler. Literally only been wrestling a few months. I loved him. Liked him, his style, his first match. And I ran up to Heath after the show and I said, that guy and the other guy, which was Jake Sterling, I said, those guys are good. And they were on basically every show after that. But I really wanted to be at the pawn shop. It's going to be the last show. The pawn shop, surprisingly, is still open, but maybe that's why, because this is a contracted show. They're just like the first responder show was a contract show. They had a boxing, all that shit. So I think after this last show, the pawn shop's done for. I think it's going to close. And I know you're probably like, who cares? It's pawn shop. Pawn shop was the mecca of every event in this area. It was Heath's headquarters, basically. So I'm going to, I don't know, get a little weepy for that, because one of the reasons I went to the pawn shop so much was to go there and talk with Heath, talk wrestling, buy my tickets. And I will say this, one of the last things he ever did, and it wasn't even asked for, he had my tickets, my seats reserved for the last responder show. In my seats, I didn't always have clout with the company, but I did. Like, those seats were my seats. No one could buy them, and it was the last thing he did. I thought somebody bought them. But no, the Southern Assassin came up to me before the show, and he's like, your seats are reserved. I'm like, they are? I thought somebody was sitting in them or bought them. He's like, no, that was one of you and two other seats were the last thing that Heath ever did, was reserved your seats for this show. So that kind of got me right here. It just sucks. I can't believe he's gone. So it does bother me that I won't be at the pawn shop show. It just does. I don't know. I like the guy. It just sucks. One person I know to die of COVID, and it was him. And I've ranted on this before about Heath. I shouldn't say rant. In the Passing of a Friend video, which is a few videos down too, tells more of his story, or at least our story, whatever. So Thursday is the ICW show with New Jack and Jake Christ and whoever else I said was going to be the John Davis. And this is a new location. I've never been to it. It's the something something brewing company. These videos are going to look cool. It's a great visual there. It's a brewing company bar, but there's like a whole wall, and it's just like a digital board or something. It's a digital board or something, but it's like in a shark's mouth. It's a giant whatever. It's a great looking venue. So be on the lookout for that. The next night after that, I'm going to GCW. We Run This Town. Lots of people are going to be there. So many people that are going to be there right now, I don't even remember them all, but it was just announced a few days ago. Moose will be there, and he's fighting EC3. Funny Bones, Super Beasts are going to be there. And thank God something happened. Oh, yeah, it was Heath Snyder's memorial show that I couldn't go to the last GCW show in Stamford, and they were supposed to be there, those two guys. I've never seen them wrestle in person, but these are two guys. Go research. Amazing. They look amazing. That's why I want to go see them. So I was going to go to that show, which is about 3-4 hours away, and one guy didn't show up. The other guy was there but didn't wrestle, and that would have pissed me off because quite a few of those guys they advertised didn't show up for the show. Which is fine because it saved me the drive. But they're going to be at this show on that card. Who else did they advertise? It's the bigger show. I guess it's the 8 p.m. show. This is their GCW is running all day, all night. It's a 24-hour show. Different companies, but they're all running in the same building. And I'm just going to the 8 o'clock one because the next day is WrestleMania. So I have a busy week coming up. And then I have Atomic Revolutionary Wrestling in Melbourne, and they were like begging me, buy tickets to this April show. We'll give them to you like almost half off. I'm like, Mania week is tough, bro. And when I go to Melbourne, I get a hotel room because that's a 3-something hour drive. You get out at 10, 11 o'clock at night, and do you want to drive and go home at 2 o'clock, 3, get home at 2 or... No, I don't. So I just kind of like, dude, I think we're going to be shot for Mania week. And he's like, well, let me know. But if I go to that one, I'll probably be going alone. But we'll see. Anyways, what am I at? 15 minutes. So that's my upcoming week, which is stacked. But I am a little bummed. I don't know that there's any match on set. I've only seen 3 matches that were so far advertised on Saturday night, and none of them were floating my boat. The only one I really know about is The Fiend and Randy Orton, and of course that's Sunday. So I kind of shot myself in the foot with my Mania tickets, but whatever. I have a feeling Mania will be back. Somebody was joking around how Mania will be not in California next year. Just watch and see. The liberals are not going to end this COVID shit. And they're like, it'll probably be in Miami next year. And then the next year it'll probably be in Jacksonville. And then the next year it'll probably be back in Tampa. So, I mean, it's probably going to be in the general vicinity for quite some time. I know Georgia's open. I don't know that they've ever run in the Georgia Dome, but we'll see. But whatever. I'm not sweating it. It is what it is. I'm going to have fun. So this is the next following week. Those are my activities. You can be on the lookout. Oh, I went to Laredo Pro Wrestling or whatever in Georgia last week. And that's the match with Kaz XL and Logan Creed. It's the video below this video. And I drove up there. I was going to go. I shouldn't say I was going to go because it was a last minute thing. I bought the ticket literally the day before. I sat on this for about a month. I was waiting to see if I was really just bored. And it wasn't that I was really just bored, but I just wanted to go because they were doing Aces and 8 reunion, which I have video of that. That'll be probably after this video, a couple days from now. And some of the guys from the show, I don't think I recorded much of the show. I just wanted the Kaz XL stuff and the Aces and 8 stuff. So I have that too. I was a little disappointed because they were advertising Eric Young. And I found out standing in line. Oh, Laredo Pro, by the way, is run by Luke Gallows. And Luke Gallows is supposedly going to buy all of Heath Snyder's equipment. If he's doing it, it wasn't at this show, I can tell you that. But this was the better card. They were running 2 shows that weekend in Georgia. One was in Rome, one was in Lyons. And I was like, I'll go to both if I'm really bored. And I researched. Lyons is at the top of this. No, Rome is at the top of the state. Lyons is at the bottom. Lyons still took about 5.5 hours to get there. And I was texting a friend when I got there. It was in some country bumpkin area of Georgia. It was getting to the point I had a half tank of gas, and I finally found a gas station, and it had no gas. So I was like, I'm going to drive here. My engine's going to cool, and I'm going to get out. I'm probably going to have a quarter tank of gas, and I'm effed. But I forget what I did. I got out after the show and turned on Pokemon Go, and I saw some little Pokestops in the distance. There was a bunch of them. So I'm like, okay, something has to be over there. So I went over that direction after the show and found a gas station with gas that was open. But anyways, I went to that show specifically because 1, it was closer, and 2, they were advertising the Aces and 8 reunion with Garrett Bischoff, Wes Briscoe, D'Lo Brown, Luke Gallows, and Mike Knox. Now, the month before, I had just met Mike Knox and Luke Gallows at the event center here in my town. Pictures are on Instagram, and the videos are on my channel. And I always loved Aces and 8. That was a great faction. It just seemed like they died off after the first 2 big storylines, and TNA didn't know anything else what to do with them. But this was their reunion. And if you don't know, last year's WrestleMania week, the Impact show, they were teasing an Aces and 8's reunion. And I had tickets to that show. I had first row tickets to that show. They were going to do an Ultimate X match at that show. I even talked to Mike Knox about it at the show here at my mall. I'm like, I had their tickets to your Impact show last year for Mania Week, and there was rumors Aces and 8s were getting back together. And he's like, oh yeah, we were getting back together. I'm like, son of a B. And I talked. Mike Knox, by the way, was super cool, but Gallows was even cooler. I sat there and talked to that dude for about 5 minutes. My little 30-second video filmed by his girlfriend doesn't even compare. And I looked like a nervous little a-hole. But obviously it got into their brains. Hey, man, Aces and 8s, let's do it. Because literally the next month they're having an Aces and 8s reunion. So I don't know if I had anything to do with that. Maybe I did. The wheels or the gears started turning in their head. But I wanted to go to it. And they had a nice little banger brawl with the Highwaymen or whatever. There were a lot of local jobber jabroni guys, but that's usually what happens at shows like this. But when you see the video, it was good. But I wanted to be there. But this was the better show of the two. They were having aces and eights on both shows, Friday, Saturday. But the Friday show had like Johnny Swinger, and I think that was it. But the Saturday show was supposed to have Eric Young, who is, I guess, the Laredo Pro champion. Somebody said in line he got hurt the night before at this show, which is Impact Plus. They're filming for Impact Plus. I left that out because that's why all these Impact people were supposed to be there. Jordan Grace was supposed to be there. No explanation why she wasn't there. At least they, in a storyline with a wrestler, they let out Eric Young's not here. I'm pissed, and now I got to fight Jerry Swinger, Johnny Swinger. He's like, he's not even on my level, and I was a little miffed, too, that we got Johnny Swinger to replace Eric Young, but whatever. He's probably touring with the company. But then who else was there? Then we got Francisco Chiazzo and Stormy Lee, and that was probably... Oh, and Kazakzel. Kazakzel, I think, was on both shows, too. And like I said, Kazakzel and Logan Creed had a banger. A banger. So what was I getting at? Oh, unless they have another like super card or advertise for one, I don't think they're going to be able to lure me back up there. Just because it was so far away. There wasn't even a hotel room for another hour and 40 minutes after I left. There were 2 rooms left, and one was a king size something or another, and it was on the ground floor, which I didn't mind, but apparently it was like spring break central there, and they were partying in the weight room, which was in the hallway, 2 doors down on the right, and I'm listening to rap and all this other shit until I took my CBD gummy and passed out eventually. So, and whoever was on the second floor above me sounded like they were running a track meet upstairs. So I didn't sleep very well. But it was worth going. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't pull out any cash before I got there. I couldn't even buy food. I was thirsty as H when I got there. And they were serving some good food. But if you're in the Georgia area, man, I'm recommending go to Laredo Pro. It's in some fancy-ass gym in a high school somewhere. And this was a well-attended show. It might look like a scattered crowd in the video, but there's probably 100 people on the floor. And there's probably 100 plus on this side, and there was 100 maybe on my side up in the bleachers. That was a very well-attended show. So, I mean, that just shows you they loved it. And this was like stepping back in time for a wrestling show. You can see the 2 old ladies. It was real to them, damn it. I mean, they were just missing swinging their purses at wrestlers. The kids were just jacked as all hell to be at a wrestling event. It was a very hot crowd. I enjoyed it. I mean, there were grown-ass men hooting and hollering and on their feet. You can look at my videos. I've watched it probably 5 times myself. The crowd alone was great. So, I mean, you'll have fun at these shows. I'm letting you know about Laredo Pro because I found out about it by following another wrestler's page, and that's how I saw it. So, I mean, it's a great company, Laredo Pro Wrestling. They run in Georgia as of right now. I think Gallows lives in Georgia. So, that's probably why. My story was, there's another video coming up, I'm assuming, because now I'm ranting and I'm losing my train of thought. But if you're in the Georgia area, or even look them up, they do have a website, Laredo Pro Wrestling. Look for future shows. I hope they come to Florida. I don't know where they would run, because they're obviously expecting big crowds where they run. So be on the lookout for that video. I got one more video from Laredo Pro. That'll probably be after this video, and then after that I'm going to have ICW, GCW, and Mania footage. Whatever. I don't know what I can get at Mania footage. Probably just be a lot of pictures for Instagram. I can get like fireworks and stuff, but I mean, I've seen, and I got a lot of people who go to Mania and they post something and their video was pulled in an hour because there's music or it's copyrighted by the WWE. I mean, they're D-bags about it. So, I mean, is it worth me filming? I don't know. I really don't know. And plus, when I do film, I got to bring my battery pack, my cell phone battery pack. And that's like a pound, 2 pounds. So is it worth it for me to drag it in there? I don't know. So that is my following week. Now I'm at 25 minutes for high spots. People are going to be like, what the itch is this guy doing? So anyways, that is it. That is my plans for the future, future plans for this week. That was high spots for the month of April? Yeah, we're in April now. Right? Yeah, we're in April now. No, this would be for the month of March. This is March's high spot. So anyways, guys, that is it for now. Hit like, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future content. Follow me on Instagram. I erased my Twitter. I didn't have a whole lot of Twitter followers over there, and I certainly didn't post. And when I did post, like, the thumbnails wouldn't even print the pictures, and sometimes the videos were wonky. But if you followed me on Twitter, basically all that was me finding some really messed up wrestling clips and matches and posting them over there. And if you didn't see any of that crap, some of the stuff went viral with, like, Ace Austin. No, was it Ace? Not Ace, whatever. I'm ranting. I don't want to go into another story, but Twitter's gone anyway, so it doesn't matter. So anyways, guys, that is it for now. Mad Viking out. I will catch you in the next, in the next video. That's it. Please hit like. Thank you.